mark all the positions and to mark them always so we can make that profile into here. And that's how you lift your floorboard. Let me take you along the refit of Freebirds in Etincelle 60. She partially sank in Japan during COVID and grounded on a beach. This year the owner decided to bring her back to life. During several months she was prepared to sail to Thailand. We put an external plywood patch over the damaged area, built a temporary rudder, put a new engine in and a lot more. We then sailed her over 4,000 nautical miles, mostly against wind, to start her major refit. Welcome back to Freebirds Rebirth. We're gonna talk about a lot of primer and sanding stuff this week, but obviously not solely. There's a big surprise waiting in the engine room. There is continuous work on the both rudders that we rebuilt and a lot of other prep work, a different way of installing floorboards, liftable or removable ones. And maybe to start with, we can talk about the trampoline. So this is the original beam and the cutouts and the damage that has been done here. And now what we adapted is, there were some aluminum tracks here, took them away and made these fiberglass pieces that are actually part of the boat now. And then we made these cutouts, so we have access to that sail batten in the back, where we now can put the trampoline on. So that's a great solution because it cannot leak, because there's no penetration, no screws that go into the hull. There's zero maintenance, and it looks awesome, top of it. So all of these holes you're seeing, they're cut by hand. I thought about making a template for the router, but the angles are just really bad to work here. And then it would have needed 2 or 3 people maybe to hold the template in place, because also there are different shapes where this curve meets the hull, since the hull is not everywhere the same. That made it very hard, and that's now the result. Cutting it by hand with a Dremel. I thought that was the easiest. So we had a template to mark all the positions and to mark them always in the same distance, and then just with a pencil line and then cut that by hand. It's quite artistic work here to the detail, and looks good, very happy. But you are the judges here. So let's continue talking about some prime and filling and fairing job. Now on this hull you can see the differences. So that's an old primer work, not old, but that's what we primed 2 weeks ago or so. You can see some filler spots that came on top of it, and then the spray paint. And now this, I think, is already 320 grit, if I'm not mistaken. We will go down to 400 or up to. And now during the sanding, there's again like spots like here, or just tiny little holes that we mark. And then we'll come on filler again on here. And here on the lamination table, we're getting more blanks for the rudders done. So described this in an earlier episode. There's not much more work yet. So since we do 2, there's always 2 on this with the same setup, and then 2 that I have exactly are the mirror, so we can make that profile into here. That's the high density foam, and that's the low density foam. The high density foam will sit in the rudder, just where that rudder plate is itself, the welded, or to the rudder shaft welded plate here. And something a bit unordinary, not sure if that's the right word, but these are all the floorboards from the port side. And instead of installing some hardware like most boats would have, what's going to happen here is this. So there's a little Dyneema loop that goes through that G10 plate, and a simple knot in the bottom, and there will be like a drop of super glue or whatever, so this loop cannot fall through, and that's how you lift your floorboard. Obviously you can still change the color or the size of this loop here, whatever will be most beautiful. That's also why I installed them already now. This loop will obviously be exchangeable at any time, but having them in the boat right now already will help to see whether that's a good solution or no. And this ring here, this stainless ring, that's just pure decoration. That sits on a little rim here. I made a bit of a bad cut here, you can see, but that's gonna be filled again, and this sits just as a decorative part here. It's a light solution, won't corrode, and you know, this little hardware that sometimes they can break, and this literally cannot. And if you ever have a stuck floorboard and you're not able to lift it, just with your finger in here, you can still put a screwdriver or whatever in it, and then you have brutal force on here. So that's, I think, quite a neat solution. We'll see it in action, and I can update on that. And talking about the surprise in the engine room, you maybe can already guess it looking from here. If not, I'll make it a bit more obvious. Changing on to the port side. Ta-da! So the sail drive is installed, so is the engine. The prop is not, that is purely for demonstration reasons, because I was afraid for a while, not really afraid, but I wasn't sure whether my calculations were right, that the tip of the prop would still sit closer to the hull than the skeg, and it clears it very well. So that worked out beautifully, and let's go into the engine room and see how that looks with everything in there. Not everything actually, it's just the engine and the sail drive, but still it's a milestone, I'd say. It's already dirty in here. Looks like a real engine room, in case that's what needs. So not only the engine is in here, now also this engine room isolation is done. You can see how this perforated aluminum sheet is holding back the insulation there. So I'm very happy with how that came out, like how it looks. That blue stuff will obviously go away. Okay, let me just show you quickly for the engine room the isolation against heat and sound. How we do that here. So the engine will sit on this mount here, and on top there's actually a bed, and also to the front that goes into the aft cabin. It's a shelving space. So especially on the top where there is only a bit of plywood, it's really necessary to have some isolation. And to the front there is foam, like it's a bulkhead just like this thick, so 30mm foam that isolates per se already, but also there we're gonna put isolation on. And that's basically two parts that you see here. That's the rock wool that's I just made like a bag of it, so it comes being sheeted on one side with this aluminum kind of finish, and I fold it together and then finish the sides with the tape again. The other part is this mesh here, cut it to size and then screw it up onto the top and make it in two pieces so it becomes serviceable for the future. And on the top there's already these stringers to screw it in, and to the front, because the foam doesn't get the screws, I put glue-dons with some 5200, some basically fake stringers, whatever you want to call it, where I can screw in. And in the top right corner, that's where all the cables will go through, cables and hoses. On the right side there will sit the boiler, and that's actually on the trash bag. It's a real engine in here. And now also working on all the through hulls, So that's the bilge pump that goes over water, overboard, over water. That's the exhaust, and that's where the water maker intake sits. It's a bit dangerously close to the muffler, so probably there will be like a little insulation, whatever, maybe just a piece of plywood or whatever, so it could never really touch straight the seacock, which is this True Design plastic seacock. That's not really plastic, but it would melt at one point, so I think in case this ever overheats, it's not gonna create another problem. Okay, so that's the engine room, obviously exactly the same on the starboard side. And on the inside we are starting with 400 grit sanding. Not much to see here visually, but if you could touch you would slowly feel a difference. That's all has to be done by 400 still, but going to the forward, that's already done by 400. And there are the dorade boxes that are now glued in on both sides. So how they work is that at the stairs they have to pick up for the wind or the air on this lower bit here. So you can see the top one that vents just straight in the cockpit, and the lower one here that vents into that box here, triangle, and then into the aft cabin. See that hole there? And then a little drain here, little imperfection, little drain here for the water. Try to keep it as small as possible, so that because the tube inside is quite high, so this doesn't have to be that big, and it will build up more air pressure in there. It can not escape all there. So that's the trampolines from above, how that's gonna look like. Now last places to sand in here in these boxes, obviously not a very funny job, but we're gonna keep it just to the very superficial, so really where you have the most visual ever. So in here, and the darker it gets, the worse the quality can be. Yeah, that's it for this week, and curious what I can show you next week. You can obviously also see the deck, how we're working on that. It's gonna be a very nice paint job, I think I can already say that. And it's also nice weather. Hope you guys enjoy it somewhere. Take care, and I'll see you around.